Hi, dancers.
Hey,
2 o'clock exact. Oh, 2 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
Perfect timing.
In Indiana, who's your mama time? It's
Hey.
hello.
Well, hello, dancers. My name is Athena, and this is
Adam Riviere.
Welcome to Shimmy Sprinkles. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your artistry, to invest in your dance. I know improvisation can be a scary subject for a lot of dancers, and we're hoping in this class to empower you to try something new, try something weird, and have some fun. Before we do, we're going to do some introductions, because I don't know all of you, and you probably don't know us. Adam, do you want to go ahead?
Yep, I'll go ahead and shoot off. So again, my name is Adam Riviere. I've been studying music, be it world percussion and other instruments, for almost 40 years. And in the land of Middle Eastern percussion, been doing that for a little bit over 20. And I've had great opportunities to work with dancers such as Athena, Artemis Murat, and Kamala Amanzar, which Athena's going to be working with, I can assume.
Bring her to Ohio. Yeah.
And from a variety of genres in dance and music, but in dance anywhere from cabaret to traditional, those who are more classical in the realm of like Egyptian or even Turkish dancing, and even did some fun little Moroccan music jams too as well. And I've had the opportunity to teach all over the States, as well as I will be teaching at Fusion Evolution up in Chicago at the end of June. Looking forward to that. Kind of bummed. It's like I'm missing out. I'm playing at a event called Monumental Yoga, which is also because it's the summer solstice at the same weekend, but hey, you can still celebrate it up in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that's just a quick introduction to who I am and what I do.
Perfect. Well, my name is Athena. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am located out of Columbus, Ohio, which is 2.5 hours away from here, because I drive slowly, because I am very responsible. I started dancing in 2005 with my mom, who always tells people she's been dancing longer than me, and you should always tell Laura that she is number one if you ask her. I started gigging in 2008 when my mom thought I was good enough. Well, questions if I was or not, but my mom said so, so it was fine. Where I then traveled nationally and internationally to perform, which I still do. A lot of my passion and a lot of what really energizes me is in live improvisational dance, because it's just, there's a way that you can engage with humans in a different way than maybe coming from a really planned and choreographed set, which is gorgeous in its own way. It is just not within the scope of today. So that is a little bit about us. The way that this workshop's going to be organized is there's going to be a few minutes of talking. We're going to kind of go over some concepts. Adam's going to talk about what he likes to see as dancers. I'm going to talk about being a dancer in this. Then we're going to warm up, because you're probably sitting and it's like, you probably want to warm up your beautiful, careful body. And then we're going to go through a lot of rhythms. We're going to kind of show you some of the ways that I put it into my body. Doesn't mean it's going to be the way that you do it in your body, but just try for today. And then we're just going to have like a bunch of drum solos, and you're going to have a lot of opportunities to practice this skill. And then we cool down, answer your questions, and kind of go on with your day. We all get junk food, we get ice cream, we get Doritos, whatever your food of choice is. But always, just from an administrative perspective, there will be some time where I will kind of give everyone a water break, where you can go off mute and talk, or you can throw it into the chat, and I will stumble bump my way over there and try to read it. So any way you want to, we're here to help. It is our job to empower you to feel good about your dancing.
Heck yeah, so it's like, if a question pops in your head, it's like, immediately just put it in the chat, so that way we can address it, when we have the opportunity to, as well as you not forgetting what question you wanted to ask. Yeah.
Now, Adam, do you want to tell us a little bit about what makes a dancer really compelling or really enjoyable to work with from a live music, from a drummity drum?
I was just like, love the technical terms.
These are technical terms.
Yeah, loving it. So the one thing that I personally enjoy working with a dancer, is it's kind of like the understanding that we are a team, we are a duet, and even to a certain degree, we are a couple. We want to be able to have, which everybody knows in any great relationship, whatever the style of relationship is, communication and also support. And so with this, even as a musician, especially now, back in the good old days, even something like the dancers I mentioned I worked with earlier, they were used to a certain degree, as they were, for lack of a better phrase, they were kind of like a slave to the music. So whatever the musician didn't matter how the dancer was feeling that day, they were kind of stuck with whatever the drummer or the band was doing. luckily now, unfortunately, it's not just me being a Southern Indiana boy, but I want to, we're here as a team. And so, if we've got that opportunity to talk, and especially with any musician, the moment you get there, let them know how you're feeling. Be it health-wise, energy, what your mood is. Because that's the one thing I love is just having that immediate communication. We're building that, that good rapport and support for one another. Because again, doesn't matter if I'm on stage and I'm killing it and just you're not feeling it, we as a whole fail. It just doesn't look good. It's like we just, splat in that lovely child pose there that Athena ever so demonstrated. And so for me, I think that's the big thing that I look for, because I've worked with a variety of levels, from well-veteran, seasoned performers to those just starting off. And the one thing I want every dancer to feel confident in is definitely yourself. I'm not going to be judging you on how or what you do to how you interpret what I'm playing or my band if a whole ensemble is supporting you. So I love to see, confidence, but comfort and great communication. Again, just to where I want to see what you do, and I'm here to support you and how you want to perform. And hopefully every musician that you work with is in that same boat, because again, just to where we're doing this as a team, as a collective. It's like an all or nothing on that great end product and, and success viewed by, our audience.
Yeah. If you look bad, I look bad. And if I look bad, you look bad.
Yeah.
That was a bad analogy. If you look great, I look great. And if I look great, you look great. That's the more positive way of spinning that. That's the way to do it. So I want us to, especially as we're going into improvisation, one way that I take this and the way that I would invite you to take it today is to look at this from a mindfulness perspective. So mindfulness is the idea that I am existing in this moment, in this time, with no judgments if something is good or bad. It happened and it is what it is. If Adam goes, boop, technical term, and I go, boop, it was the decision I made. It is not good or bad. You are just going to exist in your body in this time. And as I was reflecting on how do I approach working with live music, that is how it does. I have no judgment on was that the right move or not. It's done. It's gone. It already happened. There's nothing else I can do to change what happened, and there's only what I'm going to do to go forward. And I want you to stay in your body for this workshop. Really think about what feels good. Because for me, I want to see a dancer where this looks comfortable, where this looks pleasurable. I want you to see, there's something really nice. If you watch some of these old dancers, Taheya's my favorite, so we're just going to go on Taheya. You can tell she likes this. There's no stress. She is just in this moment, in this vibe. And that's where I want us to be today. And especially as you're approaching live music, you don't know what's going to happen. So you're going to say, okay, all my weight's over here. This is where I'm at. What am I going to do from here? Oh, maybe I can bring it up. Maybe I can give a pop. Maybe I can even lean deeper into it. But there's no wrong decision. And that kind of perspective where I'm just I am in this moment, I'm in this body, I'm in knees that sometimes hurt, shoulders that get clicky, I'm in this moment, in this body, I'm going to accept what the musician's going to give me. As we continue our mindfulness analogy, if you've ever seen a labyrinth, it's kind of like, there's a path and you kind of go in a circle, and your job in that circle is just to stay where you're at. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to stay where we're at with our musician, trying to find that downbeat. We're going to just stay in our time. I'm not worrying about when does this end, unless you're hot. I'm always hot. So maybe I'm thinking about that. No, not really. That's a joke. But I'm staying in this moment. I'm staying in this time and enjoying what's going to happen. This should feel good. This should feel pleasurable. This should feel like you want to be here because you paid money to be here. And from me as a person who gigs, people paid money to watch you. Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy it. There's something and I speak as a woman here, and not that every dancer is a woman and not that every person is, but I can only speak from my perspective. There's something so punk about watching a woman enjoy herself. There's something so nice about watching a person just enjoy this glorious body they have. And so that's what we're going to do today. Speaking of, we should start warming up our bodies. Can you play me something groovy?
We'll do groovy. We'll do a little shifty.
We'll do a moody groovy? Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it a shifty warm-up for you.
We're going to warm up from head to toe. Rolling our head. One more. So now we're going to go down, up, again, down, up. Feel some lengthening here. Down, up, side, side, other side. Feel some nice stretch right here. Last time. Both the shoulders roll forward. We're not belly dancing, we're warming up. So if it goes outside your normal belly dance, that's great. Forward. Last time, forward. We're gonna swim. Swim. Are these backstrokes? Pretty sure these are backstrokes. Forward. So we're gonna go whatever these are. Forward strokes. I don't know how to swim, so whatever these are. Just starting to feel. Let this get into your rib cage. We'll take our arms out. Circle those wrists. One more. Opposite way. Scoop in honey. Ice cream, I don't know. From our wrists. Or from our elbows. Last time this direction. Opposite way. One more. Going to our rib cage, I'm going to slide it. Slide. 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 Two more. One more. Taking our full of our body and collapsing forward, feeling this stretch. Opening up. I might even put my hands on my lower back, just give a little support. That's how I get out of bed every morning too. Two more breaths. Last breath. Going to our stomachs now. We're going to start expanding, contracting. It's all the tummy muscles. I'm just like, whoop, whoop. Expand, contract. One more, expand, contract. As you want to, you could try push, pull. So I'm trying to get just the top of my tummy, bottom of my tummy. One more, top of tummy, bottom of tummy. Let's go these hips. I'm gonna start to slide. We're not belly dancing now. We're just sliding, feeling our body waking up, enjoying its moment. So we're gonna go slide, pull. 2 breaths. One more breath. Other side. 1, 2 breaths. Big hips, push. Give it. Relax our bodies as we're going through here. And I want you to honor where you need extra lean. So I might need to lay more into a forward fold. You might need to relax your lower back. Stay where you need to be in this moment. Finish up our time. I'll meet up with you right up here in the front. So we're going to press side, front, side. It's okay if it's outside of your range of motion for belly dance. We're just exploring where space sits. 2 more boxes. We're not going to go the opposite direction. We'll have a lot of hip stuff soon. I want your feet together and your knees together. Make a little circle. My kneecaps are making a circle. It's going to feel weird. You're in a very tight skirt and not like me, I don't know, yoga pants. One more, we're going to change direction. Counterclockwise, or whatever way was the opposite way you did before. I cannot see you, so it doesn't impact you however you would in this circle. Last time. Now let's warm up our ankles. Be very careful. All of us have different strength and flexibility in our ankles. We want to keep them warm, so I'm going to point, pulse, point, pulse, point, pulse. Other side, point, pulse, point, flex, point, flex. Feet together, up, knees, flat, straight, up, knees, that's my favorite sound, flat. Two more, straight, up, knees, flat, up, stop, knees, flat, and we're gonna end this with just a nice forward fold. Taking up some space, we're gonna practice taking up space in this moment. As we wait for the end of this, you are gonna sit here until Adam says you are done taking up space. I mean, you always take up space. Nice. I hope you feel nice and warm, dancers. And as you always know, make the accommodations that make the most sense for you. Ooh, I see a thing. Hey, Athena, question. If we get the courage to try dancing to live, oh, this is a really good question. If we get the courage to try dancing to live music, how do we, one, find a local musician who can work with belly dancers, see if they are a good match? So I work with 3 to 4, oh, yeah, that's a really good question. One, you could talk. So one, I work with like 3 to 4 different bands here in Improv Raqs. I work with a couple in Ohio, and I have a primary band that I work with, which is a rock band. One is like my always phrase is fortune favors the bold. You just message them on Instagram or Facebook or email them. What does it do to, all they do is tell you no. That's kind of, and like
any relationships, it's like the worst they can say is no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people really want that. And the second thing is find your boundaries and make sure you feel really safe about them. There are definitely a lot of musicians that I've done a show with and I was like, we're good. You know, like you're either making this about yourself or whatever. So you have to sort of, one, assess if they've worked with other dancers, see if that feels safest and best for you. And then if it's not good, call it. Like we are living too short of a life to not feel safe. But as you especially do, and with my bands, and I know you've probably had this experience, it's about that relationship. Like, hey, can you play something a little bit faster? Oh, I don't want to do this slow song. Can we do something different? Can we do something there? But that's understanding kind of the value that you have as a dancer. What you have to give is incredibly important. It's incredibly punk to perform in public, in my opinion. And so going from there. Because Adam, I'm sure you've booked dancers who just hit you up on Facebook and they're like, get me on your show, and you're like, oh, say less.
Yeah, but as Athena pointed out, make yourself known. Go out to shows as to where, and even on trying to find the musicians, it's like you have to literally go to those events, venues, and sometimes restaurants or little cafes. You know, put yourself out there, reach out, connect. You know, say hi if they're having a rehearsal, or if there's a spot to where it's like, you know, hey, if you're doing a performance, so that way you're. You know, if you don't feel like, you know, like I said, taking the safe roads, it's like, you know, hey, is there a chance as to where at your next gig, is there a possibility I can just take the floor and, you know, dance? And more times than not, musicians, it's going to be rare that we would turn down a unique opportunity, no matter the genre of music. So make sure to put yourself out there, connect with them, and, you know, and trust your internal and that first instinct just to see if you really vibe right off the bat. Develop that rapport, and just go from there. But when it comes to finding the musicians, you are literally just going out on Instagram, Facebook, and just checking out other venues that do host live music, and you just have to connect with them. I know, sound a lot easier said than done.
I know. We're just like, oh, it's so easy. Just put yourself on the line.
Yeah, I was like, we're extroverted, so for us, like, just, you know, connect and go out there, like I said, just to where if it's weird or awkward or off, it's just like, you know, nice to meet you. And you go away and you search for the next artist, performer, what have you, to work with.
And you can also always ask the booking dancer. Like, I'm the booking dancer for my band, and if there's someone who's approaching me, like, I'm gonna be, hey, you would do really well with this song or this part. I definitely sometimes try to make sure my dancers, because I don't want to be the best person on the stage, like, low key. I want to have to like fight to be the best person on that stage. Like, I don't want to be with everyone else. So that's where I really pressed. I was like, oh, this dancer would be really good with something more slow because I've seen their dancing. And this is my final piece of advice, then we're going to move into some rhythm study, is I am actually not extroverted. It's a huge surprise because everyone thinks I am. This is an act I play on TV a little bit. Like, I kind of pretend that me as Athena, especially when I was starting this, and especially when I was starting to gig, I'd be like, this is the brave version of me that does stuff. That's the brave version of me. And then I can go back home and be a turtle, and that's totally fine. But that is the brave version of me that asks for something. And as I got more experience of things just going my way or getting told no and realizing it wasn't that scary, I got to get practice. I got to work on that bravery muscle. And that is easier said than done in all cases, but I did cosplay a braver version of myself to make things happen. Yeah. We gotta lie. Speaking of, we gotta learn a lot of rhythms. Adam, do you want to tell us about our first rhythm, Maksum?
All right, so, yeah. Maksum, as we know, is the basis for the vast majority of a lot of Arabic music. And Maksum in Arabic means like divided. And it'll guide us to other rhythms, which are rhythm in Arabic is Ika, plural is Ika'at, for all the nerds out there that want to know. Yay. And so for Maksum, this is the base in the vast majority, especially like during the golden era. So anything that was written, composed anywhere from like the 40s all the way to like through the 70s. Maksum was your primary Ika rhythm utilized in compositions. And the skeletal rhythm we know as doom tek, tek, doom tek. In other languages, is like in Arabic dialects, they'll say, some of you heard like talk. I'm just going to use tek for this one. So you got doom tek, tek, doom tek. And even as yourselves as a dancer, you probably heard again from some of the old school badasses that dance, tells like, learn all this stuff, memorize, really connect with it. My main focus is to work, because sometimes as you start, Maksum, Belody, or Mazmudi Sair, and then you got Saidi, everything starts just to blend into one. But if you can sing it, as with musicians we would say, if you can say it, you can play it. But for dancers, I would say, if you can say it, you can sway to it.
Oh, that was good.
I try.
That was good.
I'm just a musician. Love going to the dance halls, but anyways. So when you say the rhythm, as you connect with it, again, you are the embodiment of that rhythm and the music. So when you're doing it, don't just do this the very, doom tek, tek, doom tek. Really feel the essence of each tone, like the doom, how your body reacts. Because this instrument is like, it's not just a drum, and the musician is not just a drummer. It's like they are a musician. And connect with that as you move to the rhythm. So with doom tek, really be inspired by the tones and how you react to it. So I'll do the skeletal, like basic version, and I'll sexify it here shortly.
Okay, okay.
So here's our skeletal rhythm. Like, and which we know probably in the vast majority of music, you're not going to hear just the most simplified version. And so we'll add up a little bit. This is referred to as like a walking Maksum. So this is also, very great just to kind of get you, well, in the name, walking.
Let's get walking.
Kind of working, the stage. And I mean the entire stage, or at least what you got to work with in camera view. So we got the walking Maksum. And then that last little tone, I'm not doing like a full-on slap, but it's referred to as like a sec. So it's like a half pop. So if you're ever curious like how to get that type of tone, again, Southern Indiana boy analogy, milking a cow backwards. I know, it doesn't sound right, but...
I'm not that Midwestern.
And so, doing it so it has like that nice little brown paper bag, little pops, especially with some venues that I perform at, if I'm doing a full slap, it's too much. So, sorry. And she was actually here.
Warn me.
And so this adds a little bit more body, more pop, and influence to the dynamics. And I'll even add a little bit more dynamics, so I'll go past the walking maksum to something that you probably hear all the time with the vast majority of like modern pop, Arabic music, and also some of the golden era. So. So even like every drum is going to do a little bit of a different tone to it, because also it's like if I'm by myself, or if I'm just if I'm by myself accompanying a dancer, or if I'm with an ensemble, I got to make sure I'm playing what's conducive to the music. Because again, like this, again, two slightly different dynamics. I get more of a, I got a tone on this one. This one, in generic drummer terms, we would call just like a dead tone. But with this, got more of a song. Here, it's more of that more abrupt little pop and connection to it. And so now,
let's talk about bringing this into the body for a second. So you have a couple of options. I'm showing you one way of doing it. It doesn't have to be every way. I would invite you to try it how I do it today. So if we're going to go with our most basic skeletal, what I want you to do is to go down, down, down. If you're tired and you don't want to go on releve, totally fine, because we still have a lot more of this workshop to go. So you're totally fine to go flat-footed. Down, down, down. As you see here, my hips are sliding out to the side. That's totally fine. It's not like a so hairstyle. We're going down, down, down. Boom, boom, boom. One more time. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to be our most basic of movements. Now I'm going to try something harder. So what I'm going to do is I have my column of my body. I'm sliding my hips outside of the column of my body. So they're already here. I'm starting with the hip slide to whatever direction. It really doesn't matter. Pick your dominant. I'm right-handed, so I'll probably be on my right hand. So now we're going to do this different body position, now with that down, 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 down. It changes it, and I like it. And then you could go with your left. Down, down, down. Again, down, down, down. Rak, da, da. You're going to feel this leg feel a little more tired. That's totally normal. Two more times. Boom, boom, boom. Other time. Boop, boop, boop. That's going to be kind of layered. Level 2. I would say that's probably harder than level 2. We're going to then add a little bit of an adjustment to our upper body. It's kind of weird to keep my chest really straight with this line. So I do like to give myself a little bit more of a curve. What I want, thank you. We got changing. I want you to really get a roll here. I want you to really feel your body collapse into itself. So here, rolls. We're like a dinner roll. I want rolls in this with this curve in our body here. And different bodies need different amounts to make a line. But the reason why I want this line is because as this goes down, it removes the line and it goes back, back, back. With that, we're going to do just one final. Here. I tend to kind of just do a really basic arm pattern, but you can go here. I'm doing so much work. I'm not going to do a lot more with my arms, and we can go in a circle with it. Boom, 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 boom. Finish your circle. Boom, boom, boom. I'll meet you in the front. Boom, boom, boom. Slide. Boom, boom, boom. Raka, da. Down, down, down. I'll meet you in the front. Boom, boom, boom. So that's one of the ways that I like to do it. It's small, and it just feels really interesting in my body, the way that it curves. With that walking maksum, I'm real basic. You're going to get a circle, just this hip touch. So stepping, and I'm flicking this hip. The way I'm flicking the hip is I'm just using all of this glorious muscle. I'm not doing a glute squeeze at the top. I'm just giving a little kiss. If there was an imaginary dog or something, nope. Whatever, I'm giving someone a kiss. Just kiss. Get an ice cream, I don't know. It's cold, it's nice. Bah, bah. And this toe is really relaxed as I'm going up. So up, so boom. The reason why the toe is nice to be relaxed is because I need to get to the other side. And then you see I also changed my direction. Boom. I'm doing what we would call like a paddle turn often, where you go here to here, but each time I step, I put my weight on it so I can go. So as I step, weight, ba, 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 ba. That helps me get around a little bit too. So that's a little bit. Let's just do like a minute of Maksum, and we can just do that or whatever you feel like.
All right.
You don't have to do my dance moves, I guess, but I will do my dance moves.
I want to have it to be more developing, start easier, and
Yeah,
then
start
develop
easier.
into it. So,
Yeah.
so that way it's like, yeah, because we definitely want you to challenge yourself. And again, even as she mentioned earlier, for what we're doing, to quote Captain Barbosa, what we're saying is more like guidelines than rules. So, arr. There we go.
How'd that feel, dancers? I hope it felt good. Oh, I did not have this connected. We're good. I'm safe. So that is Maksum. And you can see here there was a couple of things we did, especially because we've danced together for a fair bit, is I will go away from the drummer, and I'll come back to the drummer to acknowledge they are a fellow human being on stage with me. I think that's also important to have as part of your dance time, is to remember that that's a fellow human. Other things we added here is when he was starting to add more roles, and we have a role section later, it's not the bread portion of the workshop, but you know, we can use the same movement and just kind of give it a little shake. Not a stressful shake. We have more stressful shakes in the future, but just a chill shake. That's my chill shake, unfortunately. For everyone else, do you want to give us an Ayub lesson?
Oh, yes.
Yes, please.
Ayub. So it is said, it's like I remember reading an article when I was first studying, it was like, various ikat, that the Ayub emulates the sound of a camel walking. And so with this ikat, we got this groove. Again, this is Ayub.
Do you want to tell us what that skeletal pattern is?
So we got doom, tech, 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 doom, tech. So with this, think of it just to where, so Ayub is very popular and you'll hear it a lot in like pop music, especially reggaeton. Yeah, you hear it all the time. But especially in Arabic music. So this is pretty much, this is your Arabic EDM type action. So.
Okay.
So, especially if it's going faster, it's just like, hopefully nobody's insulted by that. Just like, again, baby Gen Xer, I got dark sense of humor. So anyways, so yeah, so again, especially on the various foods, like in Ayub, you'll hear a variety of songs, where you'll hear it as slow as I just played it, all the way to so you'll hear from the full gamut on that, but yeah, it's definitely a fun driving one when we get that camel running. To where he's taking this that slow, chill groove across the dunes.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, just like hanging out, saying hello to your fellow Bedouin, or just out there jamming, hanging.
That's very cute.
I was like, I try.
You should have brought a camel in it. Okay.
I should have.
So let's talk about bringing that into the body. We're going to do for the slow one, one of my favorite movements. We have this kind of forward and back, so I'm just changing my weight. It's going to be important for you to change your weight with this. Try it on the other side, because you are going to do it on the other side. Our underlying foot pattern is forward, step, together. Forward, step, together. Da, ga, da, ga, da, da. I'm a drummer, can you tell? All the sounds I make. Da, 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 together. If you notice here, I'm not using dooms and texts. For me, I just have to find the downbeat. That's going to be the really important thing, is I need to find where I sit in this. I have never had a show where someone yells at me, "Are you dancing to Saidi rhythm?" Like, maybe you have. But like, from stage, I'm not that pressed. Here. So we're going to do forward and back. Together, forward. Last time with this foot pattern, together. We're going to add a layer to it, because of course we do. Well, as we step forward, as you have all of your weight on this, I want you to do one circle. Here we go. So I'm going to do a circle, full circle. So this isn't a figure 8 forward. This is I put my weight on it, I've circled this hip. As I bring it back, I circle that hip. So forward, circle, backwards, circle. And that is clockwise. Forward, circle, back, circle. Try the other side, because you're going to have to. Forward, circle, back, circle. That one's going to be counterclockwise. Circle, back, circle. The reason why I'm changing the weight is because as I change the weight, it pushes my hip out to the side. So it makes that circle easier for me as I step. I'm using my weight, using all my, however many pounds I am, to get me around to where I want to go. So let's do that all together here. So as they go forward, circle, back, circle, weight, together. Boom, ba, doom, ba, boom, ba, doom, ba, doom, ba, doom, ba, ba. I'm a beatboxer. Together. And this is what we're going to do for it when it's a little slower. Because you can do it when it's slow. When it gets faster, this is where I tend to not move a lot, because it's really fast and I don't want to move that fast. But you see, I'm going to utilize a lot of repetition. Things that I do for that, and this is where I'm going to give you journeys, I'm going to give you your own story in your own life, is that I tend to do a circle with my chest. And this is not flat. It's like a Murphy bed. It's up on the wall. What is that? Horizontal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horizontal. That's what that's called. It's not a Murphy bed, because Murphy beds go both ways. But so we're going to go circle, like a clock. I don't care which direction you go. I like it. It's kind of fun. It's something people don't often see, and it feels nice on my back, and that's important for me in this world. What I also do, because this is so fast, and we're going to play with this throughout the rest of this class, is to play with diagonals. These people need to see this chest. Those people need to see this chest. The back people need to see the chest. We're not going to use forward, sides, like that. We're going to kind of give them, those people do. These people do. I like this line on my body a lot, this diagonal, so I'm trying to use it however I can. If in the back and there's no one back there, maybe you just give them a hip circle to the back, just a little weighted. I change my weight again. But I'm not going to spin a lot. I'm not going to be sprinting. I'm already tired, so let's not. Let's do a little bit of Ayub. So we're going to do, as it gets slow, this circle. As it goes fast, different circles. More up and down, horizontal. Those are the words.
Horizontal, yeah.
Horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal is
Wait,
that.
no, vertical. I meant vertical then. I meant
Yeah,
it
vertical.
like a clock. Like I'm a clock on the wall. Da da da. That's your chest. Doing this. Nice. You ready to try it, my friend?
Yeah, nice and slow.
Yeah, we're gonna start slow. Start slow for me. grab a quick bit of water. I am already sweaty. And I'm going to go find this question. I'm always sweaty, though. That's my problem. Question for the drummer's perspective. Ooh, ready?
Yeah. Please.
Okay. What goes into deciding what you play with live music? Oh, hi, Chloe. I didn't realize it was you. What goes into deciding what you play during live music, i.e. rhythm, speed? Do you base it off of mood, what you think the dancer will like? Did you discuss it ahead of time, or just go, yee-haw, cowboy?
So it's one of those things as to where there's yes to all on, because there's a lot of times I was like with Athena, she's just like, yeah, just go, I'll follow. And because sometimes there isn't that, you don't have that time to kind of, prior to your performance on stage to really break it down outside. And also, as we know, for any performer, especially in the belly dance world, it's just like, okay, you got 5 minutes, max 6. And unless you're a feature or the highlight, you get to, go all the way up to 10 minutes. So when you have the chance to talk, beforehand, like I said, I enjoy having that rapport. And also for me, it's like, again, I'm very supportive of anybody I perform with on stage, doesn't matter who. And so, because I've had moments with dancers as to where, we're gonna do something fast, Turkish. We're going full goose bozo on stage. And then they come up and the joys that is our human bodies, and she was just like, okay, we're doing a samai. It's like, we're going slow. We're gonna make things nice and slick, because it's like my body is acting something fierce, but yet I'm here, I'm paid to perform, but yet let's do this. So yeah, because that's one thing, always have that, be candid. Sometimes don't be, it's like, don't overshare at times, but if you have that good communication with the musicians that you're working with, it's like, yeah, we have that understanding of like, okay, I get it. Even with us that we play physically, there's moments as to where it's like, yeah, something's happening physically. It's like, I can play, but I can't go really fast. I only can do at most like a medium tempo. And so, yeah, so if you do have that blessing of an opportunity, it's like, yeah, talk about, and sometimes in general, because again, as a musician, especially a drummer, our biggest tool are our dynamics. So talk about mood, tell us the energy, and draw us a picture. Let us know what we want to do. And then in terms of just to where there's that yee-haw. So yeah, so it's one of those things as to where, well, when we'll discuss it like, on stage communication, we'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, but definitely, and as Athena pointed out earlier on, the respect of actually recognizing, showing like, hey, I'm on stage, or your musicians, we're on stage with you. But, give the look, do some fun gestures. I have seen and known drummers who and I actually received it once, had a dancer look at me while doing a fun spin and getting that gesture. It's like, okay, time to stop. And just did a nice little ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da, and was done.
Pulled that pony back.
Yes. So if you're on stage and it's that yee-haw moment, that's when your communication and eye contact is paramount. But yeah, and hopefully you're working with a musician that's kind of done it before, and if they haven't, again, as to where that's also part of the entertainment. I think there's always that fear, like, well, we don't want to show that, we kind of have to give each other little cheats and like, signs and notices. But that's part of the entertainment. That's actually fun. I know a lot of audience members enjoy that. So even if you have to be blunt and your gestures move, or even say just like, it's like stop. It's like, do it. It's entertaining. It's okay.
Yeah, I think drum solos allow a little bit of humor too. So if you're like, if he's going wild and you're like, no, DJ Dunzo, like you're allowed to be there. And Adam has, he knows, especially as you get to know your drummer and your musician, like he knows I love a Bambi. So like we were dancing together just as we were warming up. He's like, I know you like Bambi. And then he gave it to me, which was very nice because it's my favorite rhythm. But like that, or if you have, because I'm a little bit of a jokester, so if I did one show where I got one of those like magician, like those never-ending pole things from the magic store, and I wanted it during a Maksum, like, I had to warn him because he's like, why is something coming out of the dancer's mouth I didn't plan for? Like, why is she here? So give it warning, or if you're gonna like get up on a drum, because I do that, don't bring your own drum. Don't steal theirs. These are little things. But anyways, let's talk about
Great question.
Yeah, please don't steal. You learned one thing from this class, and it's not to steal. Let's talk about Malfouf.
All right, so probably one of the most popular rhythms utilized for that dynamic build-up, speed, and sometimes like transition. And probably the most utilized working with dancers at any level is a great entrance and definitely a phenomenal exit, ika, to have.
Yeah.
So the malfoof, this one we got doom, tech, tech, doom, tech, tech, doom, tech, tech, doom, tech, tech. And lately some of the very popular, I want to say, not so much like a standard, but just those well-respected Arabic tunes, you'll hear doom, tech, 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 doom, tech, 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 doom, tech, 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 doom, tech, 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 tech. But the main skeletal pattern is doom, tech, tech, doom, tech, tech. And that rhythm is extremely rare to be slow.
Yeah, no, never slow.
So, more times than not, that's going to be at slow, so it's like, that medium fast type of tempo. But otherwise, again, another, okay, we're on 6th gear, pedal to the metal type, ika.
Yeah, let's just, you don't even need to worry about slow. I don't hear it slow, so let's just do it. You want to rip roar so we can hear it?
Yeah, skeletal first, and then we'll beautify it here in a moment.
Yes.
So.
Standing in place, frankly. I very rarely am going to do this here. It's definitely a get places.
Yeah, that is definitely another one very popular on just working the stage.
Mm-hmm. You'll hear it in like a Athena and Adam Riviere. Like, this is a movement guy. So it's a movement rhythm. It doesn't have to be a guy, I suppose. It's a movement friend. We are moving. So you're going to have some options. Your base movement I'm going to have for us is just like a step side, or step side, or chassé back, raquita, raquita, with a little bit of a turn if you are like me and have limited space, because physically all of us have limited space. Like, we don't have, I can't walk through the earth. There's still like oceans in between us. So like, but what we're gonna do is when he starts to kind of walk that darida, those extra beautiful little taki-taki-taks, that's where I'm gonna light a little hip, not too much. This is mostly an entrance, or maybe it's an ending, but you're trying to get places. So you don't wanna get yourself stuck by trying to like, put 45 shakes on there. We're just, hey, it's here. Hey, it's here. Hey, it's here. Or, hey, it's here. Hey, it's here. But we're not going to be trying to catch every single one. You do not know what he's going to do. You cannot physically catch it. Somehow the hands are faster than the hips, or at least his hands are faster than my hips in this one case. So you just kind of, and that hip is accomplished by press, press, step, press, press. And I would like you to try this by walking in a circle. So in this case, I'm going to be orbiting Adam over here, but you can go somewhere else. And then try to do a few circles. Try not to get tired, or don't spin too much. But we're going to do that for a minute of, or however long you want. It's your life.
All right, here we go, my friends.
Ready? A. Side, press, press, side, press, press. like a planet, didn't you, with that? So let's chill out a little bit.
Yes.
I think we need to relax our hips and our bodies. So with that, we're going to do shiftatelli. But let's grab a quick bit of water, actually.
Yeah. Union break.
Yeah, I mean, you've been working real hard. So with shiftatelli, we're going to approach it in a few different ways. Oh, you're ready. Why don't you tell us about shiftatelli, and then I'll tell us how we're going to approach it.
Oh yeah, so this one has a variety of popularity throughout the Middle East, but definitely a lot within, especially in Greek music. You hear shifty a lot in Greek, in which I think to a degree, just to where I think the Greeks do a lot of claim to shiftatelli. And for the joys that is the Ikaz shiftatelli, so this one adds a lot of fun interaction and beauty to where this actually gives a highlight to both or either the dancer and the musician, so especially if I'm with an ensemble. Because with this, there's that one beat in our musician talk, or one count for a dancer, to where you've got the freedom, especially if you're zilling, to add that little bit of color, and even if you don't have zills, having that fun, free flow, physical moment just to work, is I'll take, more times than not, like I'll pause, especially if the dancer has zills. So the ikaz, doom, tech, 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 doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, 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 doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, 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 doom, doom, tech, doom, tech, 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 doom, doom, tech. And so that's where, on that, for dancers, it would be, count 8. You get nothing from me. So if you got those zills, do that. And if you don't have zills, clap, snap, or if there's an ensemble with you, again, just embody the sound and the tones that are there. Or if there's nothing, strike a pose. Get that little power vogue action going, and then get back into it. Again, this allows you some really fun interpretation on what you want to do.
And you'll see this in, people are like, oh, there's never anything slow in a drum solo. No, there's definitely a lot of them. There's been some drum solos coming out that also have like a 10, like a semi just randomly thrown in, which I think is really cool, because you've been like, power boasty, it's like, boom, ba-da-da-da, boom, boom, nothing. And in this, we're really going to approach it in 2 different ways, but I want you to think about catching silence in this. Sometimes dancers, especially when we're improvising, we kind of think that the audience needs everything, and they don't. We get tired. Some of us go to bed at 9 now. We get tired. You cannot watch someone just shake for 15 minutes. You want to catch some silence. It's something I use a lot when I'm working with students on like takseems and things, but even in a drum solo, enjoy that silence. That gives everyone a psychological break and gets them to know, oh, she knows what's happening. She's confident. And it allows everyone to get a little bit, it reduces some of the tension in the room, because they're like, oh, we're all allowed just to sit here for a second. Let them savor how cool you are and the incredible talent that you're bringing into this stage. Like it's a Slurpee, like you're just in, I don't know, I'm hot. So like there's a Slurpee machine covering you, or like it's flash dance and there's all the water. Savor it. Anyways, so we're gonna approach this in 2 different ways. One, I come from an American cabaret background primarily for my belly dance, which means that I try to fill everything. So I'm gonna show you one way, but we're gonna still savor some silence in this. But so we're gonna start with on one hip. I put all of my weight onto my left leg. Now what I've done here is I'm keeping myself stacked still. My hips are here. I am not pushing my hip outside of here. I'm still stacked, it's just my weight is here. Difference? This is totally effective, but just for here, this is easier for me to use. So just keep it here. Boom, no. So we're gonna go in, twist, twist, weight goes over, twist, twist, fig, just the front of that hip circle. I want you just to breathe. Then you're gonna have all your weight over here, not pushed out, stacked on top of ourselves. In, twist, twist, in, twist, twist, out, breathe. You're gonna still try to breathe through all of that. So that's one way to approach it, and that's the way that I probably would, just because of the background of dance I come from. But I wanna tell you about one of my favorite Turkish belly dancers. Her name's Didem, and if you ever watch her, she's Like, I mean, I'm under 5'4", so everyone's tall. And she, like, I saw this video of her. She was wearing, like, all white, and then she had gloves on. She's just, like, a little bit of, like, a, you know. But what she does, what I really like, is her drum solos. It could be absolute chaos. There could be 14 drummers, and she's just going to hit what she feels like. You know, especially if she'll be like, boom, da, 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 boom, boom, ba. And she's going to hit these moments and really allow a lot of silence. And then she might just walk until she's like, oh, I like what you just did. So then she'll give that shake or pa, pa, pa. And then she might take a few more steps, give you something else. But she's really in control of her moment, and it makes her drum solos captivating to watch because you know that this person has control of their moment, and no one is going to take it away from her. Also because she's tall. I mean, not just because she's tall, because she's gorgeous and incredibly famous. But I want you to take this in a few different ways, and I'm probably going to play with this as we dance in it too, is I'm going to take a more filled version at the beginning, and then we're going to just, it's our time. We're going to give you a step, la la la. Whatever we feel like, but really control your moment. And when you're moving slow, for me, I like a very aggressive eye contact. Like as soon as I started staring directly at that camera as soon as it was. But there's something really powerful of like, no, you get walks. And if you watch Didem, you'll see it. Look her up on YouTube, not right now, because you're in class.
That's right.
Don't do that. Don't play on your phone. Okay, do you want to do it? And we're going to play with it. We're going to do half of it. I'll do that more filled version, and then we're going to just, That was weird.
You're rocking it, my friend.
The sounds.
Nice and easy, and then it's like, yeah, we'll develop as we go.
I'm going to start going, taking my space. Ready? Let's go. Different, but it's so effective. It becomes a little bit hypnotic. What was the name of the Oh, Monique, it's Didem. Delta, Indigo, Delta, Indigo, Deltaco, Echo, Mary. That's not fully military, but I hope that helped. And if not, please message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will send it to you. Oh, someone wrote it down. Thank you. Thank you, people who know how to spell. So we have been in Baptist for an hour, so let's take a 30-second water break, grab something, and we're going to move into something very quick. So,
It's like about to get busy.
about to get busy.
Sweat be flying.
Oh my God, my sweat's. Well, you're wearing linen. I'm not sure it's not the right decision for today, I'll tell you.
Yes, one to breathe. As I wanted to look man pretty, but I needed to be comfortable.
Yeah, I should have done the top knot. Could have matched. Okay.
Hey, when my hair used to be down to here, I could have done the top knot, but
Okay.
yes, I was cute once.
You're cute now. It's just I was thinking you're a dog and you could match. We'll post a picture of the dog later.
I do. We have the cutest dogs.
Yes. So let's go really fast. So just to give you an idea about how the next little bit's going to go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more things we're going to go through, and then it's drum solo o'clock. You're going to really play into these. And Adam's going to try to use as many of these as possible. So you still have 4 more, and then it's party time. I mean, it's already a party
Oh, yeah.
because we're here. But so this next rhythm is one that I think dancers get a little bit stuck on, especially because sometimes this Turkish rhythm is not as popular, though we're going to change that right now. Tell us about Karslama.
All right. So kashlama, also another alternate name for is aksak. And so this is in 9. So this is not your, let's just, for lack of a better phrase, it's not your typical Western phrasing of a 9. So it's not just sections of 3. This is set up, in drummer talk when I introduce this rhythm, I break it down into where it's a 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. So that
Good math.
So that is the structure and bones of it. In terms of how that ika goes, what's singing as doom tech, doom tech tech, doom tech, doom tech 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 tech tech. Especially when I would jam for my friends or Turkish dancers, the aksak or kashlama is like, this is that fun, it's street music. I mean, it's definitely the groove, the ika of the people. Like I said, when I've been to parties, and it's majority of like Turkish people, I had friends, I'm sitting down and I'm playing the rhythm, and next thing you know, a woman is actually women, whipped out, just like all of a sudden they had their skirts and just whoosh, right out of their purse and wrapped it around their waist and just started dancing.
They didn't get ready. They stayed ready.
I mean, it's like they were like, boom. I mean, it's like if you had a holster with your skirts and your little wraps, just immediately just boom, they're ready to go. Yeah. So this is something that's just that it's to them in that culture, it's common. To we're out here, not so much.
Yeah, since a lot of us have been trained under a 4/4 methodology, a polyrhythm can be a little bit stressful. And we're not even going into 6s today, but as a dancer, it's always fun to, maybe he'll throw in a 6. But something that can be really tough about a polyrhythm is that we will be confused. You'll see a lot of dancers start to stumble over these polyrhythms. So one thing that I tell my students to do, and I guess in this class, is I want you to start listening to the fun stuff. And maybe the fun stuff is going to keep you going, especially when there's someone going with all this wild polyrhythm. Maybe stay on top of that melody for a second, just to hear that boom, ba, doom, rakata. Hear the fun stuff. Maybe don't move your feet until you know when the rhythms are happening. For me, I don't want to step unless I know I'm going to be on a downbeat. That is my personal preference, though you're going to hear things differently, and we want to honor that. Remember that you have not made a single bad decision today. But for me, I'm going to stay here and be like, okay, what's happening? Especially because this drummer might have been doing something, and now suddenly there's a 9 count. What's happened here? And I'm probably not counting to 9. I'm just like, where's the beat? So we might just kind of stay here for that. And so for this, I want you to invite you to stay into maybe just trying to listen to the fun stuff until you hear where you feel confident. And then you're going to maybe, this is my favorite move. I like to move forward and backwards. This is my step. But so what I'm going to hear is boom, ba, doom, pa, I'm gonna really lean in that back, really give the audience behind me the full booty. You know, I might lean my full weight into it just to really feel that change of pressure. So doom ba doom wait, doom ba doom wait. That gives me a little bit of that hold and that suspension that you hear within the rhythm. You'll also see, and this is what I tend to do until I start to feel confident underneath this rhythm, I'm gonna give myself some heel drops maybe, just like, okay, how many heel drops am I gonna put in? If you're smiling, you can get away with a lot. And I should have told you this beforehand, but for the rest of this class, we practice like we perform, which means that we need to look like we're having like a single iota of fun. I bet you right there, you, and you right there, we're already doing that. But I want you to really start to practice like we perform. So when I'm here, I'm giving you at least a Madonna smile, whatever I call that. My partner will make fun of me because apparently I'll make this face when I'm really feeling it on stage. And she's like, that's your like feeling myself face. And I was like, it's a fine face, it's a good one. But so from here, keep yourself under the rhythm, maybe just start to hear it. You could do some heel drops. I would not suggest something that needs to be really stepped. So like, I would say until you start to feel confident, maybe no spins, unless you're starting to feel it, because we often have trained ourselves to keep our spins on 2 counts, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is a 9, so what are you gonna do? Hold? You could spin and hold, I suppose, but really allow yourself to have a sense of suspension. And then other things that we can do is just start to really like play into changing our weight with that bicycle motion we did at the beginning. Doom ba, double da, so get closer. So doom ba, so it's middle, down, doom, ba, doom, down, down. Give yourself that double on the way down. So on that, here are the ways that I want you to approach this. To remind you, you've got forward, you've got back, you have heel drops, you have maybe da-da, and maybe giving your arms up to give yourself a little bit of a different line. Also, you could just listen to the fun stuff, or it's just as effective to stay here. Until you feel confident, stay where you need to be.
Yeah, and one of the very basic, like just folk dances is simply just almost depkey-ish, just to where just walking from side to side, just to where step, 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 swing, step, 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 swing. Yeah, just doing that. It's like side to side, just doing that nice long kit. And that's also great for traveling, like around the stage. If you just break it down to that skeletal rhythm, you know, you don't have to worry about, because trust me, a lot of Turkish music. Oh, yeah. I mean, like the dancers and the drummers, cocaine with a heartbeat. I mean, it is going fast. Because there's a lot of times where a lot of dancers I work with, we're playing a Turkish song, they're like, no, give me more of the skeletal ikak, because if you listen to some of the music, it's very, at times, if you're not used to it, it's very difficult to find the pulse. You'll hear a lot of things going out, but the pulse just kind of goes away, because Turkish drummers will just go. I think there might be one.
Oh, let me get a question.
Check that real quick, and we'll do this for you guys to jump in on.
What can we do to practice to gain confidence changing tempo in drum solos during quieter times? What can we do / practice to gain confidence changing tempo in drum solos during slower points so that we don't over dance it? Great question. And especially this one, you might be like, where do I not over dance this? It's where we're really going to try to start to, I say this all the time, and it's unfortunately, it's practice, catch breath. There it is. And I would, especially at this level of my dance, I do involve my breath a lot. Like, especially as I'm going up, I'm going to really give it the exhale. It just changes the dynamic for me. Other parts is being okay with the fact that you might have been really, really fast when Adam started to go slow. That happened. You're done with it. We are moving forward. We have not made a single bad decision, and in my perspective, you haven't overdanced it. Because from an improvisational standpoint, you don't do anything wrong. You have made the decision, and now you move forward, and we change. So let's say you were da-da-da-da-da-da, and he's like, boom. Cool, you've boomed. You're done. Now we're going to make our next decision. We're going to feel empowered that we don't judge ourselves in our previous iterations of ourselves. We don't make bad decisions. We don't make mistakes. We make happy accidents. And we were on the floor in the splits when he was still continuing to go fast. Who cares? We're done. That happened. We're moving forward. You haven't overdanced. You made a choice, and you're moving forward. That's my opinion, because I don't think we do anything wrong ever. So let's now go on turbo speed. Speaking on, let's get tired.
So let's do this. So
I'm going to start with that forward and back and keeping my rhythm. Ready?
So,
Go, my friend.
Kashlama or Aksak?
I don't know why I decided to feel like, you know what? I decided to feel like I was going to be a little pitter-pattery hands because that was the right decision. I am a little kitchen cat. You have something to say, my friendo?
Oh no, like I said, just to where, always try to, do the best you can to where you can feel and connect with finding the pulse. And even as the great comment that Athena made was it comes to breath, because even musicians, like in our music, there's something that's referred to as breath. More so with melodic instruments than percussive, but at times we can utilize that. Just like I did when I, instead of going, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, I just say doom, tech, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom, tech. Because that breath, especially as a dancer or as just like, melody players, you got the opportunity to cheat and swerve and sway around the time of the drummer. You do not have to be, again, try to stick and play every little subdivision that I play. Even for me, visually, it's like, I don't want to see that all the time. Like I said, I've worked with Turkish dancers, and again, it's just to where, that's why it's just like, yeah, if you throw a piece of coal at their stomach, all of a sudden, boom, like it'll just crumble into like a pile of diamonds. And it's just, and so, is that
I like
it?
that.
You like that one?
I like that, yeah. Your analogies are killing it today, though.
I was like, I am in fuego, and I'm taking it. So yes, like you don't have to hit every single little beat or rhythm or subdivision that I do. And again, it's fun just to take it and explore the way that you wish, to do it. And again, as you mentioned on breath, even if I'm going, again, full goose bozo, you can take that nice long breath to it and then reconnect with that ika later on for, that adds a lot of emotion and dynamic. When you take that breath, you add the tension to your audience visually, and boom, you lock back in. So again, don't feel like you have to try to break in your new sneakers every time that you, dance with some Turkish rhythms or drummers. So
you got a full show. Like, a lot of dancers, you aren't dancing for like 25 seconds on stage. Like, you at least have 4 minutes. You cannot be sprinting. I mean, maybe people can sprint for 4 minutes. I can't sprint for 4 minutes. I can't sprint for like 30 seconds. What am I saying? So we are going to go on to some of we're going to call these, like, if we were a sundae, we kind of went through our ice cream, and then we put some fudge on top, and now we're going to sprinkle some really sprinkly stuff in.
All the fun sprinkly toppings.
We are the sprinkles. Hey, so let's talk about the rumba bolero experience, which is trademarked by us. It's not.
Yeah, but in theory, it sounds sexy. So this is something, and so if you got the chance to see that video that we created, you'll actually see that, because it was part of the minute challenge that was done. So, and also this is one of the fun joys, the inspiration that different cultures give one another. A lot of, if you listen to Latin music, Latin Afro-Cuban music, you'll hear a lot of the Arabic influence. I mean, even in Brazil, the pandero was a blend of the rick, the Arabic tambourine, and one of the native instruments like a shaker. So it was kind of blended together, and that a lot of the rhythms are influenced from Arabic culture, especially on this with the rumba. Because rumba, if we hear rumba, we think more Latin.
Yes.
Correct? And again, and it goes back and forth, like Arabic music, they utilize how Latin music and culture kind of develops, and they're like, oh, we like that, we're going to utilize that. And so the rumba, so it is a bolero. So the bolero, and again, so you got that influence from Western culture. And so it's not like the full blow, we get that. So this is somewhat of a broken down bolero, so. Doom, tick, tack, 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 doom, doom. So you got the dooms. So this one, instead of, on Bellydanxce, Saidi, in Maksum, you hear, the dooms, doom, tack, tack, doom, or doom, doom. This one, you've got the dooms on, for, again, just to where I'm speaking in one bar from musicians. So we got beats 1 and beats 4. So you got doom, doom, tick, 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 doom, doom. So you've got that nice return to it. But if I play that faster, it turns into a rumba. You've got more than doom, tick, 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 doom, doom, tick, tick, doom, doom, tick, tick, doom, tick, doom, doom, tick, doom, doom. It really serves on that, and it starts to influence your emotions, your energy in the body a lot differently than when we're going nice and slow like a bolero. It's seductive, it's alluring. And then, we go from just that type of lambada feel all the way to going in your face, high energy, like Latin type groove. And so this is to where you're gonna feel it, and your musician, your ensemble, and especially the drummers, you'll feel it and you'll hear it. And you'll definitely hear it, because it's all of a sudden it's I'm playing faster.
Suddenly it's faster, and we planned it though.
Yep.
Sometimes you went faster and you didn't mean to, but in this case we planned it.
And then from there, I was and then I played, Maksum with a little bit of different, variations on that. But yeah, that rumba, going from the bolero to the rumba is a very fun experience, and also great exercise on just that speed, that dynamic, the emotion to all of a sudden go from slow to fast.
Yes. I want to add in one thing. I don't know where everyone is at in their kind of musical journey. So sometimes when we're talking about what seems to be Western rhythms, or maybe some called Cuban or something else like that, people are like, is that really belly dance? I've heard that before, so I want to address it now. Yes. You'll see, especially in classical Arabic music, you'll see I forget the name of the song, and now I'm going to forget, but maybe you'll remember. There's some really famous songs that have the jerk in it, which is another Latinx movement. What is that? Which one is it? It's in the second. We're not going to do it. I'm not going to spend all this time trying to remember. One thing that Kulthum, who's an incredibly famous musician, was really famous for is that her band was not just people who were trained in a classical Arabic style. You'll also see surf guitarists in some of these. Omar Khurshid's a pretty classic example where he would actually go to New York and he'd be playing in this time. We see what we call classical Arabic or real belly dance music, I don't know what the right phrase is, but we see these kind of melding of cultures. If we go back to Tahia, my favorite dancer, so we'll always talk about her, she was famous for the carioca, which was a kind of a samba-esque movement and dance. So we see these types of fusions happening. Badia Masavni, a lot of what she was doing when she was building what we call belly dance was utilizing things from an operatic or maybe a ballet perspective. So just remember that just because it isn't coming from this, it doesn't mean it hasn't been used by Arabs to achieve their artistic goals. So when we're talking about the rumba bolero experience, it is definitely within that. And if you ever want to see some of the incredible things, O-U-M, and then kalsoum is K-A-L-S-O-U-M, or T-H-O-U-M. There's like 14 different spellings because it's not in English.
Yeah, the transliteration is so I've seen them from U-M, U-M-M, O-U-M.
Yeah.
Kalthums, I guess you'll see either K-A-L-T-H-O-U-M, and sometimes you'll see a C. But if you type that, like, you should be, should be good.
So be dangerous. I see there's a question, but we'll do it after we dance the rumba bolero experience. I just wanted to make that comment because sometimes I heard that and I wanted to address that while we're doing what that is. And also, like, me talking about Omar Khorshid, he's like my favorite. I mean, you're my favorite, but he's my second favorite. As we're doing this, that was good, I know. Oh my God, yes. So as we are going into, as it's slow, I want you to have the feeling of melting and whatever melting means in your body today. So for me, I'm going to be real slow with it because I don't know how long it's going to take for him to be ready to bolero. So I'm going to just take a long time. I'm going to feel what melting is. Maybe I come back. And then I'm going to try to end in not technically a forward fold because sometimes my body doesn't want to do that. The way that I can get down to the ground is not here because I can't do a lot from here. Even if I'm here, I can't do much other than stand. But I might just put my leg behind myself and allow myself that bend. As I'm doing that, I'm going to keep my shoulders not collapsing forward, but flat. So almost like my shoulders are like I'm doing a plank, but I'm not because that's not what we're doing today. And this allows me to. I might let my shoulders drop for a second, but still keep it powerful. The reason why I try to keep this line really square is because I like this photo versus this photo. And I have I have the chest that I have, and it takes up a lot of room. And so if I collapse forward, it will get caught on my skirt. So I need this to keep them where they're supposed to be. And especially I don't want to fall forward. I don't want to, I don't want to go to jail tonight. So I tried to keep this flat. And then I want us to hear, he'll be like, oh, it starts to speed up when I'm down here and it's nice and dramatic. I might let it go for a second. I'm not going to necessarily go as soon as he starts going faster to go faster because I'm not prepared. As he starts going faster, I might be like, oh, wait, it's going faster. Maybe give your hair a shake. Maybe just pulse into the earth because you have that last doom. So, it's like, you're like, oh, I started to hear it. I was going faster. Okay, maybe I pulse into my earth. And then I'll bring myself up. And I tend to bring myself up like here with pulling my hair. I take my right hand, capture my hair, throw it behind myself. And everyone's like, wait, what's happened? And then I go fast. And I'm going to throw myself onto that back leg, which is my right leg. That was my dominant leg. It is my strongest leg. That's why I used it for all the bendy stuff. And then I'm going to go faster and really just enjoy my moment into that little bit of faster and faster. And then we're going to probably shake because it'll be the end of the rumba bolero experience. Dancers, are you ready? I'm ready. So let's melt. And then we're like ice cream that unmelted. We're going backwards, I suppose. Weird analogy. Sorry. Start getting myself in a more secure spot. that is the Rumba Bolero experience. Athena, thank you so much for answering all my questions. I do have one more. I will always answer questions. If I do have one more, for those of us that don't have a live musician at home but would like to practice an improv dancing to drums, what would you suggest? One,
Excellent question.
excellent question. Because we don't have live drummers, and we also cannot do this at, we can't bring them to our house to practice all the time. I play drum solo roulette. So I was getting ready for a large performance at Art of the Belly where I didn't know that drummers super well. And I had heard them, but I didn't know how they played with me. And so I put up a Spotify playlist that was a 30-second talk theme so I could reset my brain, and then just found drum solos. I just found weird ones. And I did not listen to them ever until I was going to practice it, because my brain is really good. Our brains are good at recognizing patterns. So one is to give yourself that drum solo roulette, and to really start to be like, oh, that was ready. I wasn't ready for that. So really keeping your brain primed, and go on Spotify, find something really wild. There is one drummer that is if you have not listened to him, he is incredible for drum solo roulette. His name is Shotaro Darbuka on Instagram. I think he has a Spotify link. I haven't heard a lot of people are using his stuff. He is an incredible for drum solo roulette, because it'll be wildness, 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 and then there's a 10. It's incredible. So it really keeps your brain active. And then there is one drummer in Cincinnati named Leslie Watkins who does like to dance with dancers. So if you message him on Facebook, he's played for me, so I bet he'd play for you. I am just advertising all these people to be like, he's ready, you book him. But so that's one way. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there's a lot of drummers as to where you can reach out either directly or just, as you do some little searches on Instagram. It's because I think I'll post some of my, stories or some of my posts. But again, it's look up other great, drummers. So Assam Hushan is just God, dude's just he's a god. And because even for myself as a musician, even when it came to, it's okay, how do I learn how to, sight read? You just grab some music you never played before and you just go off of it. And okay. And you don't even rehearse, you just boom, put it in front of you. In this case, hit play and you just go. And that's going to be probably the ultimate practice. And then as you just again, playing the roulette of just digging up all these different artists, you'll find a style or a particular drummer just where if it is just you and, you don't have live, but you have to do canned music, you can find some of that. Or again, you find a lot of us on all the social media or me is old school. I have a website.
You have a website?
I have a website.
Oh my gosh. But you also have an Instagram. So.
Yes. But again, just to where you go there and say, hey, do you have, ask, is by chance, do you have any solos that I can practice with, or can I invest in you, pay you to have, performance rights if there's one that you like, and, go through that. That's a fantastic, way, through roulette and when you do it, don't try to practice to it. No. Let it play, go. Whatever happens, happens. And, celebrate that and then just go on to the next track or the next artist. Constantly challenge yourself. And there's going to be times just where, you'll put it on and you're like, nope. or just not ready yet. But you just make a note of just okay, when I'm at this comfort level, boom. But right now, let's go to the next track.
Yeah, especially...
Excellent question.
Yeah, that is a really good question. So we have about a little bit, not very much time. So let's move quick. Ready?
We won't go too quick as this. I hope you guys don't mind if we go slightly over, because we make sure you want to get the experience of working with drum solos or how we got to close off.
Yeah, so let's do Karachi.
Oh, yes.
Are you caring for a Karachi?
Let's do Karachi song. So this one of the basic rhythms that you would hear that's kind of popular in Morocco, because this one, even to a certain degree, is, it's a 2, but even to another degree, it's a 6, pattern. But this one, there's a little bit of a trick to it. The doom doesn't come at the beginning. Doom comes at the end. And so the ka would be sounding like this, tech, tech, doom, 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 tech, tech, doom. So you're going to be, that doom is going to be leading you to that downbeat or that main pulse. Not so much of just the doom being, your 1. That's more of an upbeat. And This one, yeah, there ain't no slow with this one. This one is fast and furious, and yeah, that's right, and we're gonna do it.
I'm going to show you how to do it in your body first, but I want you to hear this rhythm, okay? Because it's a lot. I like it. Oh, I didn't lose my Britney mic. So what we're gonna do is you hear that doom is at the end. It is really important to me for today for us to really step on that downbeat and still acknowledge it. It's really easy for us to be like, yes, tech, doom, and we just kind of get that doom, that little bit of a late, like, just, we're here, we're acknowledging it. But for this, I want you to change your weight on it, however that is. Tech, doom, tech, doom, tech, doom. To really keep our bodies practicing and finding that downbeat, which is hard as it goes faster. So if you're just gonna step to go hear it, that's totally fine. If you wanna add some movement to it though, we're gonna do a little bit of a slide. So you can go tech, doom. Tech, so we're kind of going, sliding over our hips, doom. Tech. And I'm allowing, if you see my hips here, oh, there we are. I am allowing my hips in that doom to push out. So I'm not just keeping it slide, weight change, fully up. And you see my hips have now gone out. They're no longer stacked on top. I'm really letting this like a little bit of side cheek, honestly. Tech, doom, tech, doom. Tech, doom, tech, doom. And you can do anything else, tech, slide. Really change your weight to allow that. Another movement that I like to do is, I do this on releve, but we'll keep it flat for now, is we're gonna press. So I'm almost feeling a diagonal coming from this socket, going in, glute squeeze. So diagonal, squeeze. Diagonal, squeeze. And the squeeze comes with a weight, with a step. So slide, squeeze. Slide, squeeze. Slide, squeeze. Slide, squeeze. Okay? Let's try it with some movement. So we're going to start with it slow. And the most important thing, well, slowish. I mean, like, not really slow. Fast. Honor the dooms, honor the downs. That's the most important thing you're going to do today. And not steal, like I said earlier. Ready? I'm sorry, go ahead. Hey, dancers, that was good. I know that was tough, but especially as you dance it more and are just okay with the fact that your hips might move slower than that, and that's the right decision for you today. Especially because you've been dancing for like, an hour and a half. Maybe you're tired, but I'm not. He's not. We're never tired. No. We live off caffeine. Our final thing we're gonna do are drum rolls. We've all come into the middle of a drum solo, and suddenly there's like 14 drum rolls. And you don't know what to do. And you're scared. Adam? I left them all on scared. So tell us about drum rolls.
Yeah, so there's always like, the mystery, like the mystique, and the mysticism that is the drum roll. And so this, in Arabic they use the word like hez. And here we use shimmy.
Hey.
So the roll is that fun bit to where we get our variations from. And going into more subdued. Somewhere in between. Now understand, some of these rolls that are more laid back, the drummers, we can play for a while. And so it's one of those things, thank you for our laughing track in the back. And we can roll for a good long time. So with that, in terms of like, when do I stop? Just like, again, to store drums, like, we'll keep on going until you give us that little jazz musician nod, the look of death, or again, that one time when I was first starting, getting, the head chop. Like, even though it was a very fluid, lovely motion, but it definitely, and her eyes and face were at me, not the audience, so I knew it was like, oh, I need to stop right now, or I need to end it. And so
Never forgot.
Yep. So when it comes to that roll, just make sure, if there's that confusion, because again, that's another thing I'll ask the musician or the dancer. I was like, okay, we gonna, you spinning, shimmy, and you're doing the Legally Blonde bend and snap. Or are you gonna, you're gonna just spin and you're just gonna, wait for me? Because again, it's like we can go off of you more times than not. Like if we feel like it's like, okay, this is going on long enough, then we'll just hit it. And you just gotta be ready for it. But you'll get enough of that, like, oh, all of a sudden he's breaking off from the, from the roll. It's like, oh, you hear it, just be prepared. Even if you're slightly behind, you're a little bit late, trust me, it's gonna look really, really solid on stage. So don't freak out if you're like, oh my gosh, I was that almost like a half beat behind or a quarter of a beat. It still looks good. I've seen plenty of it to where the dancer didn't lock right on the pop. Still looked fantastic.
It almost looks like it's live, and it wasn't planned. Isn't that cool? This is a very small...
An audience dig that.
I know, they like when it's actually happening. There's a dancer named Sahra Saida, and I remember her telling this story of when she first moved to Cairo, and she had come from this very choreographed history, and people weren't vibing with her shows because she'd planned it all, and they knew everything. So she had to re-choreograph her whole show to be just a little off. So that people thought, because her brain was like, I need to choreograph, people needed to see that she was actually responding to the music. So I think that that sticks in my head. That was like a decade ago she told that story, but it's like, oh, people really want to see you as a human being, reacting with another human being, enjoying that moment. So as a dancer, this is how I approach a drum solo. One, I layer. So I do body rolls with the shake. I change my shake. So my shake might be my normal shimmy. I might go wider if he's going boom, 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 boom. I might do circles on top, but I don't honestly stop shimmying. I may go down and shimmy if he's going down. I'm going to follow the tonality. The final thing that I do, and this is me, Athena, professional clown. This is where I tend to add a little bit of humor. Like, this is my time. So if he's getting quiet, I might just shh. Like I was ever in control. I wasn't. He was doing it. I can't make his hands do anything. But I might go shh. Looking at the audience, not at him, because that would be incredibly rude. A goofy thing I can do is I can rub my tummy, pet my head. So I might do this. I'm really just vibing, like it's my time to be goofy. And so however, I like to think drum solos should have a little bit of a visual joke. For me, that is what I did see one dancer, she mimed during it, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like she was in a box during this, and I got up, I was like a seal clapping, just like, ah! Like that's what I tend to do for this, so I invite you to try to do it, like be a fish, whatever feels like good. Or if you're not like a professional clown, just shake with layers. But if you want to be a clown, get your oinks, get your nose. Yeah,
again, sure, it's like as I tell dancers, it's great to see you dance with the music, not to it. Because when you dance to it, and I've seen dancers to where visually it's like, yeah, beautiful, solid, and they're rocking, but when I see them, what I'm hearing, like they're dancing to music, but I'm not hearing the music. I'm seeing and hearing them dancing just to a click track. I want you to dance with the music and how you interpret it. That's more fun to me, especially as an audience member and especially as a musician.
So let's do some drum rollo. And I'm definitely going to end it with this, just answer so you know, because it's now like the funniest thing I've ever heard. Ready? Dancers, you have learned a lot. And Chloe, I know you were like, oh, what do I do if I don't have live musicians? Luckily, you have a live musician who's going to lead us through a few, I think like 3 separate drum solos?
Yeah.
That sounds cool. So I'm going to give you a little bit of directions beforehand. So for this drum solo, just vibe. Do what feels naturally for you. The next ones, I'm going to add a little bit of things for you to think about how does your body interact with it. But for this, you're just going to dance. You can follow me, or you cannot. It's your drum solo. I can't see you, so like do what you want. You're like, do 3 more.
You can do this.
I'm going to just start from behind you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then ninja dance solo. Here we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, and it's kind of,
Also, the rhythms you use for that.
yeah, and also at times as to where it's rare, but I've gotten more into it with my band, Improv Raqs, and then also other dancers on doing solos when it's a slower tempo. I know everybody's used to drum solos like fast, go team, go. It's like kill pussycat, kill. No. So yeah, so I enjoy going slower because again, allows a lot more freedom, breath, and interpretation. So yeah, so started with the bolero rhythm, and then I went into, it was like once I did some few rounds, I went into playing the U at a much, again, slower tempo, really having to, feel just that more intense like body drop and connection and flow and wave and just to where you can really, especially with this, like I love with like a U, especially going slow, the joy is just to where, if you weren't already at the end of an hour and a half of dancing and the hair was down, probably would have had some fun throwing the hair over the place, which for myself personally, like love it when I've seen a dancer utilizes every aspect of her body and especially her hair. And I know you did that the last time we worked together when you were here for the bazaar on actually flipping your hair out during one part of my drum solo.
That's fun.
So yeah, so this next one I'm gonna do some odd meter.
Ooh, so in that, I'm gonna have us play with your angles. So you're gonna be kind of trying to figure out the meter. You're gonna be trying to play against this. So just think about not being to the front, side, or back. I mean, you have to be there because the turn, you will eventually pass by these areas, but try to give your audience and then try to give them the back. Give them here. Just try not to be making direct eye contact, especially if you're trying to figure out the meter. There's something really great about just being here, just kind of chilling until you know where you're going. You also have my permission to move. That could be, but only to the, not only, I mean, you do what you want, but try diagonals. Try using your space as a diamond as opposed to just going front, back, side to side. That is all the instructions that I have for you. He's giving instructions now by playing. I'm going to start with this kind of back. One we're going to play with, and this is our final drum solo, and we're going to cool down, I swear, dancers, is I want you to play with your tempo. So that means maybe if he's going really, really fast, if he's like playing, what'd you call it, bananas? What'd you play? What'd you say, I don't know, really, really fast. I want you to try to pull yourself back and be like, we're going slow. When he's going fast, you're going to just chill. You're going to vibe. And when he's going to go slow, see how it feels to go faster. It changes the dynamics. It's not bad to play against what they're doing, but it will feel different. And just try to play with that in your body for this. So when he's going, I can't remember what she said, but like really, really fast.
Full goose bozo.
That's what I was looking for, goose. Okay, when you're going full goose bozo, you're going to go like full goose slow-zo.
Yeah, that works.
That works.
That works.
So let's do it. Ready, my friend?
All right, nice and slow.
Or really, really fast. You're in charge. questions? We are good. Let's cool down, my friendo.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you all taking the time and effort to learn about these rhythms and how to interact with a drum solo. I know that improvisation is scary, and I know that learning new stuff is terrifying, especially for adults, but you did it. You learned so much today, I hope. I know that either one of us would be happy to keep in contact with you, to always be up to learning. Adam is Adam Riviere on Instagram and Facebook, and you put it at the beginning if you want on Instagram.
Yep. And even on the old school website, adamriviere.com. And Riviere is spelled like, Riviere's, I don't think I put that as like, I just put Athena and Adam on ours. So Riviere is like Riviera, but with an E at the end instead of an A. So Riviere.
And I'm Athena Shimmy on Instagram and TikTok, and then Athena How, because you have to have your actual name on Facebook. But we are always here to help you learn. I appreciate your bravery today. And on that, let's take care of some beautifully hardworking, sweaty bodies. Mine sweaty, at least. I don't know about you. Maybe I just sweat a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'm schwitzing just a bit.
Oh, good, we're sweaty.
Yes.
That's the real point of the story, is that we're both sweaty. Let's cool down. And you can pick whatever you want. And we're going to cool down from our toes all the way up to our heads, opposite of what we did before. So flex, point, flex, point. I'll put my toes behind myself and just start to feel a little bit of a stretch. One more bend. Other side. Last time of this bend. You're going to put a foot in front of yourself and grab it, or whatever needs to be for today. Little modified runners. One more breath. Other side. One more breath. Grab onto a solid object if you need to, like I need to. Put your leg behind yourself. Shake it out. Other side. Get yourself to a nice, wide, deep squat. This could be the screenshot of this too. Hands to the ground, pelvis up. A nice wide pyramid. I'm going to put all my attention to my left leg. Walking over to our right leg. One more breath over here. Walking our hands and our feet so we're in a nice forward fold. Hang out here for however long that's right for you. Bend those knees, roll it up to about halfway. So now in kind of this wide squat, start to this kind of bent position. Start to play with your pelvis. Feel where it needs space. Do a rolling motion wherever you need to be for today. Roll it up, knees straight. Pushing our hips to the side. Lean it over. Push to the side. Lean it over. 2 more times of that. Boom. Feel the stretch. Move over and feel the move. Last time on this side. Stretch. Over the stretch. Grabbing something in the air. Boom. Grab. I want you to feel like you're grabbing onto a rope and letting your arm hang underneath. Take a walk around that if you want. Feel that stretch in that whole oblique. Grab that rope with the other side. Opening our chest open. Accept some good things. Closing them, accepting those good things. Again, breathing in. I'm going to take a nice wide stance because I tend to want to. Collecting those good things. Taking our hands, stretching them out. You're going to feel that. I want you to feel that tension all the way up your arm as we're stretching too. Stretching from into our forearm. You're not going to feel this in your wrist necessarily. And then try to feel the tops. Especially if you're a person who plays a lot of cymbals, your forearms get a lot of feelings. So this is a great thing to do. They have thoughts. They have comments, questions, and concerns. Other side. Oof. I'm going to cross my arms in front of myself. Other side. Over the head. Other side. We're going to end this with a little bit of head stretches. Now we're just going to take a power pose until it's time. I think it's important to learn to take space. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just bending myself to the side. Other side. Have us give ourselves a big hug. Give yourself the hug you need today. A nice, sweaty, hard-working hug. Other side. Flip the arms. Give yourself that nice little hug. And then we're going to end this by adopting whatever is your power pose. Just take up space. Take up authority. You own this moment. You've made only good decisions today. And we're proud. Great job, dancers.